All right, who do we have? Michael Manning. Okay, welcome, Michael Manning. Around here. Steve and I were at the hospital and for the welcome to Philip.
Kuvakata, Philip Kuvakata. He's the new president of Health Central.
Yeah. Very nice man. We're trying to talk him into moving to Oakland. So let me call this meeting to order May 24th at 7:05. Okay? Oh, he's here. Oh, hey. Good timing. That's all right. It's been one of those days.
Hello, Joseph.
Hey, Commissioner.
All right, we're gonna stand and have the pledge and the empty.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. And to the republic for indivisible with liberty and justice. Mike, your stomach looks great.
Yeah.
Oh,
Father God, thank you once again for entrusting us with your town. I ask that you give us your wisdom and discernment and help us make decisions that are best for our citizens and have a short meeting. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Sal.
thank you, Sal. I had told everybody else, my voice is bad tonight. Roll call?
Hey, Commissioner McMullen,
Present.
Commissioner Pollan,
Here.
Commissioner Ramos,
Present.
your start,
Here.
and we need to approve vice mayor to attend under extenuating circumstances.
Yes. Okay. Public forum, I don't think we're gonna have anything. So, we're going to move to, hey.
How are y'all?
Well, we were better before you were.
If I was there, I'd defend you, Shane.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So we're glad to have you here. Do you have anything to say on the public forum?
No.
Okay. The consent agenda. Does anybody have anything that they have questions about?
Yeah, there was a section that me making a motion, doing the second myself.
Oh,
So I don't know who seconded. I know I didn't make the motion and seconded.
sure. How you do that?
That goes into like.
So they can find out who's the one who seconded. I know it wasn't me.
I'll go back and look at the video.
Okay,
So,
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda with the corrections that Commissioner Ramos made.
and I'll second it.
okay. Any comments from the audience? And you keep your quiet. So all in favor?
All right.
Aye.
All right.
Okay, other policy update on Spear Park.
Before we do the Spear Park update, real quick, I just want to take a moment to introduce Brad Cornelius. He's with Wade Trim,
And so we've just approved the contract for professional services for planning and zoning services and civil engineering. As Jay is finishing up his career here in Oakland in July. And I have to give it to Jay. We've done a lot over the last 6 years.
Yes.
But in the interim, we're going to transition with Wade Trim, and we've got an on-call services agreement, and we'll look to make something more permanent when we get to October. But we're going to start working with Brad the week after I get back from vacation and start the transition into a different way of doing business with planning and zoning. So just wanted to welcome Brad and give you all a chance to meet him, and we'll certainly have more discussions with Brad. If you want to just give him a real quick to tell him a little bit about himself.
Thank you, sir. I'll keep this under a minute. So,
Yeah, you-
as Steve said, you know who I am.
You heard.
Yes, I won't tell you my name again, but I'm Brad Cornelius with Wade Trim. And I am so excited, really am, to be able to help you all. You may know, we've been helping the town of Windermere now for 7 years, doing similar that we'll do for you here. So we've got to know West Orange County extremely well. As I said to the mayor earlier, I actually live in Tampa, but I'm here 1 to 2 days a week anyhow, and I always drive across 50. And I didn't realize Oakland was much more than State Road 50 until I actually came in. So I'm excited, and it's to learn really what you guys are all about, which is wonderful. So in terms of how we do, we as a company, very quickly, we are a national engineering firm, really. Basically we're a large utility engineering firm. But I'm lucky enough, I have my little corner of my world where we are what we're called the Municipal Services Group. And we do what we do here for you all, is we support local governments in terms of planning and zoning. And we also do affordable housing work, whole gamut of planning and zoning kind of things, as well as civil site design or civil review of site work. So I have my little world in this larger utility company, which is wonderful. In terms of me, very quickly, I've been a planner in Florida since 1994. About 60% of my career has been in the private sector, 40% in the public sector. My public sector side, I was in Cape Coral and finished there as a growth management administrator in Cape Coral. And while Steve was in Lake County, I was the director of planning and development for Sumter County for about 6 years. And then in between those times, I was at Wade Trim, left, came back to Wade Trim. So I've been at Wade Trim now a little bit over almost 18 years now at Wade Trim. But we are focused on what we do. It's myself. I have 2 other planners that work with me that will be working with you all. Amanda Warner, she has 20 years of a planner, for 20 years with us here at Wade Trim. And then I have a younger planner, Sarah Masterson, who's with us for 4 years out of Florida State. So the 3 of us will be your planners and helping, your reviews and all the issues that you have. My engineer, our main one his name is Mike Reinica. He is he's a civil site engineer, and he actually very much specializes in stormwater, but he is a civil site review. Then my PE, her name is Amanda Roddy, and she'll be our PE to help with the civil site review. So that's our team that we have together for you. And we've always worked together for almost 10 years now doing this. But again, I'm very excited to have this opportunity. Please reach out to me. I don't know how you work here, Steve, but through your town manager at any point, any questions or concerns, I'm always available. Also to let your folks here in the city or the town know. Yes, I'm sorry. Just to say that we try to be available times. So don't ever be afraid to give out our information, our phone number, all that, because that's what.
Did he say city?
I'm sorry. I get excited about doing this. So that's all I have to say. I look forward to working with y'all, and I can talk to you more after the meeting if you'd like. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we would like to thank Jay for all of his service.
Just plugging my computer up. That's all.
Well, we thought you were going to talk, Hap.
Thank Jay for all of his service in the past. How many ever years has it been?
6 years.
6 years.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everything you've done.
I get my soliloquy now.
Your what?
Soliloquy, kind of one of those off to the side Shakespearean footnotes.
No.
I'm taking words.
No, no.
Going out with a bang.
Thank you.
And to the new guy, no mention of Sue.
I know.
He caught himself.
Okay,
Jay, when is your last day?
It's July 29th.
July 29th.
Friday is.
Yeah.
Day.
So
All right.
I set this up so that we would have some transition time. Jay's got a wealth of knowledge of everything Oakland. And I just want to have that opportunity. He's been very gracious. And so we'll try to make this as smooth a transition as we can, as we just keep things moving forward. Got a lot going on, so.
Cool. And as we got time, there'll be plenty of time to see you then before you're gone. And maybe we'll get a little yellow submarine out there on the porch or something, Jay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Great.
Well, Grateful Dead or something.
Definitely keep on trucking.
That's it. Well, congratulations for your career with us, Jay. So thank you.
Thank you, Jay.
happy
Okay.
retirement.
Yeah.
My birthday is July 27th. So,
So we got a big party is,
well, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even say that.
I retired on July 27th,
Did you?
Yeah.
That's more than a year ago.
5 years ago, from this July. Yeah,
Wow. It just seemed like you just kind of retired.
I know, time goes by fast.
Yeah, wow.
It does.
You still look pretty good,
Me? You asking me or telling me? Yeah.
Retirement.
Don't give him a big head.
Okay, moving on. So that was,
So we're moving on to the update on Spirit Park.
okay,
And I'll keep this simple. I just wanted to kind of give an update on where we're at with Spear Park. Kind of go back to the master plan that I believe was approved back in April of 2020. I don't have a formal presentation. It's more just of a discussion. So I think it was back in January or February, we had somebody come in and give some public comment on Spear Park and talk about the pickleball opportunities there. And the pickleball court's been hugely successful from what I can tell. We've got a lot of people that are out playing from the community and from outside the community. But what I wanted to do is we've got a couple of different things going on. So what was brought up at the public comment was adding another pickleball court and a suggestion of putting lights at the park. And then I got the mayor and I got an email from Michelle Torito, and I just read it into the record. She was basically, she heard a rumor that we were going to put more pickleball courts, that they were being considered. Please don't put more in Spear Park. The signs you put in for me do no good. People are screaming by 7 a.m. or daybreak, whichever comes first. The court should be locked until 8 to be reasonable for nearby residents. I work many evenings, so it's hard for me to come to the meetings. People coming from all over to use the court. It should be for Oakland residents. We don't need more athletic opportunities. We need more peaceful, quiet areas. Please come see how loud it is first thing in the morning before you decide to add more. There are workers using a loud leaf blower every morning. Maybe they could be the ones to unlock it at a reasonable hour. If you feel the need for more courts, please consider putting them in another part of Oakland. There's plenty of open space right by the new building or by the water tower. There's so much chain link fence in the park. It has taken away from its beauty and Oakland charm. I hate to be thought of as a complainer, but even worse, I'd hate to be the person that doesn't speak up until it is all too late and our town as we know it is gone. Thanks for listening. So just to be clear with the master plan, what was approved back in April 2020 was only one pickleball court, one tennis court, which have been completed. I kind of wanted to go over a little bit of what has been completed at the park on my notes. So in the last year and a half, there's been approximately 500 feet of sidewalk that have been installed, and you can see that the dark gray areas on the master plan. So most of that's been accomplished. 8 park benches, 3 trash receptacles, 2 new playground features, 1 pickleball court, 1 full-size tennis court, 14 trees of various species have been planted. So that's all been done in the last 2 years. And then we've also had the Boy Scout project that has been completed. So we've got a flagpole and some a bench and some things that the Boy Scouts did as far as some memorials out there, and so that's what's been accomplished at the park. And again, I have to, we did lose a tree here recently. It was very badly rotted. It was one that gave a lot of shade to the tennis court. But again, we have been trying to plant more trees. And I just want to remind them, we have planted, the staff have planted 14 trees out there for the last 2 years. So as much as we hate to lose a big tree, it was a laurel oak, and it had quite a bit of rot in the trunk, so it was a danger. So just there's always a balance. Lose one, but we've added 14 over the last 2 years. The next thing that's on deck is we put in the 2 playgrounds, but it didn't seem like it quite matched up to what we had previously. So last summer, we talked about adding some additional playground features. We did run into some supply chain issues and some permitting issues, but Mike's got a pre-con meeting with the company next week. They'll be discussing the placement of those additional recreational playground features. And so they should be installed within the next month. As far as next steps with the master plan, the next steps we're looking at is the gazebo / pavilion that's over near the playground, as well as the junior basketball court that we talked about. So you see where we have 2 half courts on the master plan. So those are the things that we're looking to do next. Just following through with the master plan. We said we were going to do this incrementally, and so that's how we've been working on it. So again, those playgrounds will be coming in a month, and then we'll be looking for those next steps with the and we also have a kind of a butterfly garden type feature, flower garden there in the middle that we need to start working on also, and some additional landscape around some of those areas we've talked about. So so those are the next steps in the process. My suggestion, the park has always been sunrise to sunset, that it continues to stay sunrise to sunset. I would not recommend putting any lights at Spirit Park. It's a neighborhood park. Unless there's a major call for it, I would not add lights to the pickleball court or the tennis court. Unless, as a policy, the commission, wants us to do something like that. The park's always been, as far as since I've been here and for much longer, has always been sunrise to sunset. So I wouldn't suggest making any changes to that. It's hard to control for outside factors of people coming in to use the pickleball court. We have put up some rules as far as how people should rotate in and out as far as using the pickleball courts. Those were approved last year. So if there is any consensus for adding another pickleball court, because it's not on the plan, I would suggest a discussion and direction to staff to look at it, maybe come back with a site plan, but it's not something I would ask you to recommend tonight. If you think that another pickleball court is warranted, I believe possibly maybe one over on the west side, so you maybe spread it out a little bit. But again, I wouldn't tell you to make any decisions tonight, but if you send staff back, we can certainly update the master plan and bring it back for discussion and see if one would fit within the park. So, but I just want to make sure I got Michelle's comment. She couldn't be here tonight. I did reach out to her to make sure she could come out.
We both reached out to her.
Yeah.
And she asked that we just read her comments.
Yeah. So like I said, we as staff are working through the master plan as it's been presented and been approved. And so we'll continue to do that. Like I said, the next step would be that pavilion, the junior basketball court. We may have to replace the other court too, because it's pretty cracked, but to have the 2 half courts and the pavilion And then that flower garden. And exactly, I believe we had discussed putting some landscaping over on the east side near where the tennis court and the pickleball courts are. So we do need to follow through with the landscaping plan, but unless we're directed otherwise, that's going to be the next steps on the park.
Do we have the bowler lights?
We have not done anything with lighting. That seemed to be a discussion that we need to do a little more research on. So that will probably be one of the last things we do as far as we do have lights out there. We've just left the ones that have been there. We haven't added any more to it. Again, being sensitive to the neighbors around there. That's not been like the high priority. It's really just getting those other things taken care of. So
I'm good with it. Anybody else have any comments?
I would like to see a pickleball. Go ahead.
And as popular as the pickleball has become around the entire world, it probably would behoove us, it's just my opinion, to put another pickleball court somewhere. I had talked to Steve and suggested maybe we look at, by the time we put a gazebo in and the other children's playground over on the west side over by my house, that we look and see if there's room over there too. I know it would affect other people besides me, so we would obviously have to, you know, kind of poll the neighborhood, but I would, from looking at it, I would think that there might be room on that side to put another one, so it doesn't all crowd over on the east side for Michelle. So it's just a thought for everyone, and I'd be more than happy to kind of talk to my neighbors about it if we so decided that we might want to entertain that. So,
if, you know, like I said, if there's a consensus that looking at it, we'll certainly can take the site plan and cite an additional pickleball court and bring it back for discussion with the commission.
Okay,
Sounds good to me.
So,
yep,
okay.
so you'll,
I wasn't looking for a decision tonight, but if there's a consensus, and I feel like there is, then we'll go back and we'll bring back something that you can formally approve, and we can even do it over the course of a couple of meetings and give people a chance to speak out about
I think that's a good plan.
it. Okay.
absolutely.
But again, I'm gauging from the room, we're not looking to do anything with changing hours and nothing with lights, then possibly some bollard lights in the future.
Yep,
No, you're right. You're right on with that, I think. So,
yep.
Okay. But I just, you know, it's a great news. I think the park's getting a lot of use now. I think we're seeing a lot more people out there. We did talk about shade. The other thing we did talk about was shade structures at the playground. I'd kind of like to stay away from doing that because it's very expensive, and we have planted some trees in the area that'll take a little bit of time. I do notice when I go through the area, there are certain times in the afternoons and in the summer, you know, between like 12 and 4, where there is a lot of sun right on those playgrounds. But there are lots of times in the morning and later in the evening where they're pretty well shaded with the trees that are already there. So rather than spending, because the shade structures get very expensive, we'll get those other playgrounds in, and then we've already planted some trees in there that as they mature, you will have some natural shade in the areas. So we're going to just kind of back off on the shade structure and finish the other components of the master plan at this point.
I just want us to think about what we do for one, we do for all.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if we put a shade structure there, any of the other playgrounds we have, we'd want to also look at doing the shade structures. I said they can get very expensive, and then, over time, you got to replace those shade cells and things. But I think we've got a pretty good situation with the park and the mature canopy that is there. We did lose a few trees in that area, but there's definitely times earlier in the morning and later in the afternoon where there's quite a bit of shade over there. Again, even with the shade cells, you're still going to have periods of time where you're going to have, a lot of sun in the area. But I think moving forward with the other components of the master plan and putting the shade structure to the side for right now is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
all right, but I had never really thought about pickleball courts at any of the other parks, and that might be something really to look at too. I don't know I've never looked at it in that vein. But if we have parking or something, that might not be a bad idea either. Maybe somewhere on Vanderlei Park or something like that.
Yeah,
We can, if that's what, you know, what you want to look at, we can look at and see if there's any other opportunities at any of the other parks. We do have the linear park over at Sadler, but I don't know if that really fits a pickleball. I mean, we were looking at doing some other things over in that area for active, to activate that area on Sadler when we get that trail built. But we do have, you know, Vanderlei too. So we can engage with the landscape architect that helped us with this master plan and see if there's some other areas and give you some options when we come back with it.
I just want to make it, you know, all for one, one for all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we can do that too. So we'll look at bringing some options.
Okay,
Cool. Thank you, Steve.
All right, give us a
Thank
few
you.
months to work through that and we'll bring something back.
Steve, what's the timeline on the restaurant?
That was, remember when we talked about, that was the last thing on the list.
Right.
And there may be some opportunities as Briley Farm and some of that develops over there. That may have some opportunities to hook it to the sewer system.
Yeah.
So that's probably still 2 to 3 years out before we can have that conversation. That'll be a little while, but it's on the plan. We left it on the plan on purpose, but it's kind of, we said at the time that the sewer was developed. So,
Nice.
okay. All right, what's this FLC 96?
so if you remember, we did this last year. FLC
Delegate.
wants us to appoint a delegate, a voting delegate for the FLC annual conference that's being held in Hollywood, August 11th to 13th.
Yeah.
So each municipality selects one person to do this. And so far, the only person I have signed up for the conference is Commissioner McMullen.
Diplomat mayor. I'm just.
When is it?
August 11th through the 13th.
I defer to Joseph.
Diplomat.
Does all the heavy lifting.
This is, last year we had Ramos, so. The diplomat, I'm just. But it just, maybe you just checking a box.
I love I love the diplomat. But Joseph, you do all of the heavy lifting.
No, but if anybody else is going,
So who's going?
I would like to go, but you don't need to have my vote. I'd just like to go.
ain't nothing stopping you from going.
yeah, well, we can get you the information if you want.
Okay, Joseph,
Can I go?
Yeah, they already signed me up.
Yeah, he's already.
yeah, I am extremely iffy.
Oh, but if Commissioner Ramos go, he can be on that because I got a couple of other meetings, so
Okay,
it's gonna be busy because it's really you voting for the second VP.
Okay.
6 or 7 candidates.
yeah, I'm just really iffy right now.
Yeah,
But I appreciate that you think of me.
always.
So you two work it out.
We just need one officially for the form that I have to send back in.
You can always change it. If you put me on there now,
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
we can change it right when we get down.
Yeah, I'm
Again, I
not-
can even change when we get down.
I don't know that I'm gonna go.
Yeah.
Change it, yeah.
that would be my suggestions because Commissioner McMullen's already signed up for the
Yeah.
conference. Let's put him on and then we can always
There
choose.
you
And Sal, if Sal wants to do it,
Yeah.
I mean,
you two,
You got a certain meeting you gotta
I
attend,
can't.
but yeah.
I
So it's
can't.
kind of like having Batman and Robin there, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can't right now
Yeah.
commit.
It's always change it, yeah.
So that's the consensus. We'll put Commissioner McMullen on the form and then we'll change it if the things change.
Oh, yeah.
Commissioner Ramos signs up, we can change it.
Sounds good.
Thank you again.
I know I love that place.
Diplomat,
Yeah. Ooh, that's a,
well, if you're gonna go, you need to hurry up because I got stuck with that. I'm not in the main hotel, so
yeah, I know.
it's not pretty.
I know, I can't. I just, you know. I can't commit.
Right.
All right, What do we got? Town manager report.
I actually have two things. So I sent out some information and we put out a press release on the Voss Pier. It looks really nice down there and
Yes.
down there. We've got the driveway's been redone, the parking is
Beautiful.
great. We've got the ADA accessibility. And Mike did some, he had some contractor come out and do some repairs to the dock and repaint it. It really looks nice. So should be a nice asset for the next 10 or 15 years. And
Yeah, it's beautiful.
so it does, it really came out nice.
Keep your mouth shut. No, I'm kidding.
We do have, and we do have a tree that's coming down on Tubb Street next week. I hate to, we have posted some information on that, but you can see clearly that it's got a big dead spot on it. So keep that in mind. There'll be some,
Yeah, and anytime we take a tree down, I think we need to,
yeah,
put a bulletin out.
absolutely. And then the last thing was the big news. We got the notice to proceed for the roundabout project. So
Awesome.
Orange County issued the notice to proceed on Monday, May 23rd. Work must commence within 14 days of this date. Under the provisions of this contract, the contractor has 241 consecutive calendar days from the effective date of this notice to proceed to complete all work. The substantial completion date is December 20th, 2022. So a nice Christmas present there with the new roundabout. And the final completion date is January 19th, 2023.
And when is the,
Bridge.
when is the, I was gonna cuss, I'm sorry. When is the governor gonna sign the freaking budget?
I don't know. I wish I did. I wish I did. Because we're still sitting on our $2 million for our alternative water project. So we'll wait on.
Doesn't, everybody knows he has 21 days to sign it once it hits his desk. But when does that start?
I'm not,
Nobody knows.
Yeah, don't they have special session going on too?
they do.
Yeah, they gabbled in yesterday
Yeah, it's on the homeowners insurance.
and it's homeowners, but it can be
Yeah, it
anything.
could be anything, yeah.
Once he gabbles,
Yeah.
he can.
Yeah, we learned that with.
Hmm.
Anyways, the Turnpike Bridge, I think the schedule is still probably September.
Yeah, we were told it was gonna be done by the end of July, so maybe not. They have
So
contract until September.
August, September timeframe. And also remember with the roundabout, so they are in the process now, they have to put together an MOT plan, maintenance of transportation or traffic, maintenance of traffic plan. So they're working through our consultant right now to put the MOT together. Some of it will be, lane changes on a daily basis and stuff. So as we know information on the big stuff, we'll be getting that out.
Job.
But there is a big part of this project that will be happening in that open field. So they will have the ability to construct much of the roundabout and then be able to reroute traffic on the new stuff while they take out some of the old stuff. So we will get as much information out as we can, but I don't know. And if there's any road closures, we'll let you know. But JW Jones, Oakland Trails, all that has to stay open. People have to be able to get in and out so that there will be at least one lane open, probably most of the time on most of those roads. So
They've done a very good job.
So we will get information out as we can, but people are going to need to pay attention to the signage and to the different things that are happening from day to day out in that area. But again, hopefully January will be done. The other thing is we are a partner in this. So we are putting up, we had $1 million in the budget. Majority of the construction is covered through grants. So what we're putting up is our half of the construction, engineering and inspection and any change orders. Any of that $1 million that's left will come back to us at the end of the project. And that's when we can start talking about future road projects on Oakland Avenue. But that's part of the notice to proceed is we have to provide that funding to the town. So that's already been budgeted and we've had that discussion during the budget process. So that will be happening in the next 30 days also. So
Very good.
So this is off topic. But when will we start talking about Habitat for Humanity?
we have taken ownership of one of the two properties that have kind of been identified. I haven't put any kind of real timeline
Okay,
on when we start talking about it. But there's another one that's that we also need to take control of. And then at that point, we can talk about how the commission wants to move forward with that.
and I saw it online. Billy Flanagan's, where the sign is that said this,
Oh, yes.
this land was stolen. And he does sound like, it was
Yeah,
a stolen identity.
yes. Yeah, there
And-
definitely is some credence to that. So,
I would encourage anybody who hasn't signed up for the Phil Diamond. It's Phil Diamond, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Where you can sign up
yeah, they'll send you alerts when there's,
when
Your property.
your property is. That's scary.
it is. It is.
And Ocoee is taking care of this, not us.
Yeah, there was a jurisdictional issue there. The other thing with the Habitat was getting the septic to sewer conversion done, and that project is finishing up right now. We're working on the final reimbursements. And so those properties that we have identified that could be Habitat will now have access to sewer. So that was one of the catalysts to get that moving.
That's good, but we're trying to,
Very good.
my point is, we're trying to help underserved
Yes.
folks here in Oakland.
Didn't we not just recently get a house through MI Homes or
Yes,
that program?
And my homes had a program, I believe it was veteran related that there was a house as part of their development. Yes,
Similar to the program at Home at Last.
yes.
yes.
Yeah, and that was something that was done through MI Homes. I didn't read all the details to it, but yeah, they had a house that they
Correct.
worked with a veterans group.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we try as much as we can to help underserved.
Yes.
And we, okay, so anyway. Joseph, you have,
Just Friday, we got Friday's Fourth Friday music. Mikey, we have a blue, what's it, what I want to say?
Bluegrass.
The Bluegrass Band coming.
oh,
Sandy, the Sandy Back Porch Band.
Very cool.
So, we're mixing it up, Mikey.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Happy. I know you listen to me, man.
But when people see what's going on and they keep reaching out, so we got a good lineup all through September. So
Very cool. Thank you.
that's all. Just to announce the.
and Mikey, I'm sorry, I forgot you online. What have you got?
I just I know Pam had it in her report, but the gala, which was a huge success, probably
I
made
heard.
over 10 grand they brought in, for that, which, our kudos have to go to PTO yet again. We're probably over $50,000 that they're going to give to us this year for what they've made, which is just phenomenal. So our thanks to all of them. I was trying to be at the school today at the auditorium for graduation for the kids, but I had an emergency over here and couldn't make it. And so when I get back home, I plan to go down and thank them personally. But each one of you guys that you see them, please be sure and thank them. They just did a great job. And the other thing is a reminder for tomorrow, we have the 5th grade flyaway parade. So if you can show up there at 2:00 and wave our 5th graders off, that would be cool. So that's all I have.
They're doing the drive-through like they did last year. That was very, very cool last year. So they're going to do that again this year.
So Sal, you went last year, correct?
Yes, I'm gonna go again tomorrow. I really enjoyed doing that.
Yeah, we noticed last year that you ended up even getting in the parade and following them at the end. I saw you.
Yes.
Some of the angry mob of 60 didn't like that idea, but they will get over it.
Well, point is for the school is that, again, the teachers, the staff, everyone there, it was another really hard year with all the controversy, and they really pulled through with these kids, and they did a just spectacular job. So we should be
It's
very, very
awesome.
proud of them. So
It's awesome. So that's all for you?
I'm good.
Good? You good?
Yes, ma'am.
Sal?
Just reiterating, the gala was fun, super fun. Great job they did over there. It was super fun.
A good time.
And tomorrow's parade, just to bring up, just to be on the, error on the side of caution for tomorrow. I don't know if you guys the last few hours of shooting that happened in Texas, the elementary school. Always those copycats that want to get the courage from seeing someone do it on TV, want to do it themselves. So I know Chief Peak's not here today with us, but I like to see if you can, bring the message that we have presidents more than plenty for tomorrow.
Okay,
That's probably a great idea, Sal.
Steve will make it happen.
Yep.
And I'll be out there at the parade tomorrow.
All right. I'm not going to be over there this year. So cheer them on, buddy.
Rick?
I'm good.
Steve and I went to the Health Central Hospital reception for the new CEO. Is he a CEO?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how this works. Why don't you?
It's hard to get away in the daytime now.
No. I meant you should be one.
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that another day.
His name is Phil Kuvakata.
Kuvakata.
So I call him Hama.
What do you, Hakuna?
Hakuma Katata.
Huda Makata?
Yeah,
Does he work?
Hakuma Katata. He's from Houston and he was a nurse at some point in his career. And he seems very, very, very nice. So he's got big shoes to fill with Mark Marsh's departure. And I have lunch scheduled with, I will have lunch scheduled with him. And I have lunch scheduled already with
Brian Wetzel with,
Brian Wetzel with Hamlin. So, these people are so giving to the community. And we really need to, do what we can for them too. They're just wonderful. So, and Joseph, you know how this all works.
Well, I was a HAPCO band there tonight. The kid from HAPCO.
That was yours?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
Don reached out to me.
Yeah.
That was the kid that first started me putting kids out.
oh,
Andrew, the saxophone player.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
yes.
So,
He was
Yes.
the guy I started with about 7, 8 years ago. He was
I know who he
yeah,
is.
he was a junior high school. Now he's a teacher downtown.
Yeah,
So go on full circle. Yeah, Andrew does a lot of the gigs. Don Willis knows him very well.
yeah. Dawn is awesome.
Awesome, yeah.
And so is Erin, Ward's granddaughter. Do you know her? she works with Dawn
Oh, okay.
and she's Ward Britt's
Oh, okay.
daughter. So, they're just a great partner in the community.
Awesome.
So we had a very nice little reception.
Okay,
Anybody else?
Parker?
Parker?
All right, if all hearts and minds are satisfied, it is now 7:50 PM. Let's.
Oh, this is good.
good night, everybody.
Thank you.